Hello and welcome back to LTC Heroes Live by Experience Care. I'm your host, Peter Murphy Lewis. Today I'm joined on the program with Jesse Robbins. He's a CNA from Chepachet, Rhode Island. Welcome to the program, Jesse.
Thank you.
Jesse and I are on a cruise with Intley Care. The name of the event is IntleySea 2022, and I roped him into this conversation because I found you on the dance floor, and I found out you were a CNA, and I love talking to CNAs as CNA myself. But I just found out that you were also the Intley Care Pro, Intley Star. Can you tell me what that means before I ask you about how you got into long-term care?
I mean, I just showed up, did my job, had a winning personality, and they told me on my way to work that I won, and I was stoked. I had no idea.
What did you win? What did they do for you?
Well, they gave us a 2-night stay up in Boston. They gave me some prize money, and they rented out a whole bar at the casino, and it was open bar and a lot of dancing and glitter and music and fun.
Glitter is the most important.
Oh yeah, no, my beard was all covered with glitter. It looked like I had an open wound on my head.
So Jesse, how did you let's take it back a step. How did you become an Intley Star through long-term care? What was the first way you got into long-term care? How old were you?
Well, I was going to school for a physical therapy assistant, and then my mother was turned into a nursing home, and the aides there threw away 3 sets of dentures. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try to get in the field and squash that problem.
Wow.
But she passed away before I was a CNA, but I haven't turned away, and I keep looking forward to the new challenges.
Does your very, very personal and very human story affect the way you do care? Do you think that you work differently as a CNA because of what you did?
I believe
what you
so.
saw?
I believe so. Yeah. No, I treat them as they were my grandparents or parents, and the way I would want them to be treated is what I try to do as long as I got the time.
Where do you think you learned that from? Is that something you were born with, or is there someone in your family who taught you to take care of others that way?
I think it was actually just learned through time and patience. I'm ex-Navy, so some of that was part of that, and I guess I just I've learned empathy throughout the years to give the better service that I can. I didn't start off as a CNA when I was younger, like some of the other CNAs and nurses, but time made me more accepting and more patient with people.
What did you learn about yourself during COVID as a human being, working in the trenches, working on the front line?
Well, when COVID first started, I was actually doing home care with a company, and they weren't doing the best job, and I wanted to do something more. And I knew I had this app. I signed up in like 2017, but really started back in 2019 with Intley Care, and it's a game changer. Yeah, new challenges every day, new people every day. It's how do you please everyone and get stuff done so everyone's at least taken care of for the next shift.
You sound like an ideal CNA to receive on agency. There's a lot of times owners, operators will complain about agency, saying people don't care. I can tell that's not the truth. That's not the case for you. How do you compensate for your lack of knowledge of all these residents and show up and prove yourself?
Well, I always feel like the underdog when I go to a new facility, because I've heard the horror stories. I've dealt with the horror stories of individuals not performing their best or just finding a bed to sleep on. But I just try to step up the game, and you know, when I'm about to leave, they come and ask me, can you work here? Can you come back? We like seeing you. I was like, hey, it's all in the cards. It's depending on how much gas I got, we'll see where I go. But no, you know, a good secret is root beer floats. Try to give a root beer float after lunch or dinner, and they brighten up, and you know, it makes a big change.
Hmm.
It really does.
In terms of stories, you probably have some amazing stories and some sad stories. Can you think of something that stands out from a specific individual? Maybe you just met for one day, maybe you met them for 3 days in a row, and the person changed your outlook, either the way that you were able to get a smile out of them and you learned something about yourself, or something they taught you from words that they shared with you.
Well, there's this one guy I met. He has PTSD, and they give him a hard time, the regular, and he likes to paint pictures, famous people, and he'll give you a painting right out. Not the best artist, but it's great. And him and I would just talk left and right, war stories here and there. And I mean, he doesn't ask for much, but when he does, it means like he needs help. So give him what he can. He's easy-minded, good guy. And then I have a couple of women at different nursing homes, residents, that tell me they had dreams about me, and then tell my girlfriend, I could listen. It was just a good dream. Nothing wrong. It's crazy like that.
Your inner, you have a high, obviously high energy, and your optimism irradiates from you. What's a compliment or some words that someone has shared with you that you know, like, wow, this person really understands me, and I know that I had an impact on their day?
I don't know if I have any words per se, but I mean, I get a lot of compliments. They're happy that they always want me to come back. Couple, like a week or two ago, this one woman resident has been asking for me for like the last couple of weeks, and I work at the same facility but a different floor. So on my day off, I went in, brought a French crawler and some coffee, and we just talked and chit chat until my girlfriend got on her lunch break. It was nice. It brightened her day.
Jesse, when I became a CNA, I had a supervisor that has the same energy as you, and I just thought he was an amazing person, and I wanted more people to learn from him to come into this industry. How do you think that we can do a better job of finding those 16-year-old Jessies, those 20-year-old Jessies, those 24-year-old Jessies to help? Because CNAs are such a large percentage of the care and long-term care, and we need more right now.
Well, I really think it's time and patience. You know, I did 4 years on the Navy ship. I dealt with a lot of BS and a lot of BS, and it's the younger generation doesn't have the patience yet. I mean, with all the new technology going, we're always 1 minute or 5 minutes ahead of people, and always thinking what the next scenario should or needs to be. But then again, you're on your phone, you're too busy paying attention to your life than the people you should be taking care of for those 16 hours that you're working with them. I mean, yeah, you're on your feet a lot. I do. If I'm working a 16-hour shift, I'm doing at least 9 miles, 12 miles on my feet with my phone telling me, and it's draining, but it's rewarding. You know, it's not just the money, not just the flexibility. It's the smiles on them, or the gratitude. You know,
That's what I wanted to ask you, was the intangibles. I think I've had two amazing jobs. CNA's one, and the other one was working with the homeless population in Boston. A lot of times I don't think we express the intangibles of the job that are amazing. One of them you said is the smiles that you take home. What else do you think is so rewarding about working in long-term care?
Hearing the different stories, the situations people are going through. You know, one woman asked me, I don't know why she asked me, but she's like, my daughters are trying to sell my house. What should I do? I'm like, I don't have any words of what you should do. I don't own a house. I don't know what you should do, but if it was me, I'd sell the house, take the money, and go on a road trip. Just go driving. I mean, you got a couple years, maybe 20 years. Just go see the world if you're just stuck in Rhode Island the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just,
Jesse,
Yeah.
I wanna ask you kind of a couple rapid fire questions.
Okay.
One of them being, and this is my favorite, which is if you could have one giant billboard outside of a big city that millions of people are going to see over the course of several months, what would the billboard say and why?
Oh boy. Make sure you cut the residents' fingernails, and clean them, because I get scratched up left and right, and there's some filth under those nails.
That would be a funny billboard to see on my drive home. All right, Jesse, I got another one. Your house is on fire. After you pick up your loved ones, your partner, any relatives in there, your animals, what's the first thing that you're going to pick up and take outside the house to save it, and why?
Well, my kayaks. I love my kayaks. I love kayaking. I live on a lake, kayak a lot of my life.
To wrap things up, Jesse, tell me why you came on a cruise to hang out with over 500 nursing professionals and be part of this IntelliCare community.
Well, my girlfriend said IntelliCare sent out an email, a chance to enter and win, and I just entered and won, and that's why I'm here. I wanted to experience a cruise not from the military and soak up the sun. I needed a break. It's been some daunting days at work.
Well, thank you so much, Jesse, for joining us on LTC Heroes. Look forward to seeing you at the party tonight and hopefully on the cruise next year.
Will do. Thank you.
And that wraps up what I hope to be a fun and insightful conversation from some of the frontline caregivers and leaders in our industry. A special thanks to IntelliCare, who made this event possible. This interview and many others this week were held at an event called Intley at Sea for Nursing Professionals Week cruise, held from May 9th to the 13th of 2022. IntelliCare set sail to reimagine and celebrate a new type of Nurses Week. IntelliCare, thank you for supporting our nurses. Now head over to www.ltcheroes.com/community and let's do care better together today. LTC Heroes is more than a podcast. It's a community.